Relying on canon creates orthodoxy. A look at how an SJW quote could explain why books are not like the movies. The Last Jedi was terrible, and A Wrinkle in Time is lame. Imagine you're watching Harry Potter, and during the final duel between Voldemort and Harry, Voldemort circles around Harry, and instead of yelling his signature Avada Kedavra spell, his eyes glow red and they shoot out, and Harry simply is no more. Or what if Frodo drops the ring into Mount Doom and a blue box appears and the door is open and the one ring of power falls in? How would you feel? Like you're watching the latest episode of Game of Thrones. Tyrion shows up and shoots Dany with a blaster, then is surrounded by golden rings and disappears. You'd be caught off guard, maybe even feel betrayed. Why? Because it doesn't match much with canon. It wouldn't make sense for there to be such advanced technology without explanation. Canon gives us the context of the world we're in. It lets the readers/watchers know what to expect, what can and cannot happen based on what has been established in the stories or history, and based on canon, we know that the aforementioned examples could not happen. And no, while this does apply to The Last Jedi, this isn't about Star Wars The Last Jedi. This article is about a quote I found on the internet from one of those SJW comic book geek sites. I was reading some interviews and reviews of A Wrinkle in Time, and I came across this quote. Quote, "It should come as no surprise that reliance on canon creates orthodoxy, which harms and marginalizes perfectly valid queer readings." End quote. That's a lot to unpack, but it does give us insight. If you're like me, canon, source material, and all the things that make a series are of the utmost importance. When using established characters, I've never really been able to understand why they have to change it. You're given a beloved story to work with, one that stood the test of time, is universally loved by people, and yet you feel the need to mess with it? There are absolutely going to be some book-to-movie changes, but to add whole parts or to browbeat politics in a situation where none are needed, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, let's take the book-to-movie adaptation of Wrinkle in Time. According to both critics and viewers, the movie has failed. The director is one prone to identity politics and chose actors and actresses not on merit or context of the story, but on bias traits and things like skin color. And in to rush to make the movie about something else, she sanitized the beautiful moral of the book, rid it of all scientific nature, and made the story a trippy but bland movie. It's lame. This is one of the core problems with the whole first ever whatever. The first female black director to do X has a lot more push to do something amazing. The problem is, the first whatever has a lot of trailblazing they want to do, and end up being so focused on being the first to do X, they miss out on what making the good product is. And I've seen this countless times. I know, as example, that, once The Hobbit came out, and I saw the first one, and I saw the whole inclusion of the White Orc, I was like, what in the world? I'm never, ever going to watch this. I don't think I'm going to buy The Last Jedi at the beginning. I'm not going to pre-order it, and I'll take the risk of not getting a steelbook version, even though I've rebought all the Star Wars so I could just have specifically the steelbook versions of them. But I just can't see myself doing something like that. But this isn't a review about those things. I've always wondered and grappled with that, and I think the quote kind of makes sense. Canon creates some sort of an orthodoxy that we are trapped in. And that actually leads me into the topic of my next video, which I'll be doing, which I want to talk about why it is that it seems that when people, especially Christians, push for female pastors and stuff like that and go against canon in that area, that they, or orthodoxy, whatever you want to call it, they tend to go so off. Anyway, but that's a whole side, that's a whole nother topic. For now, I'd like to know, what do you think of the sword? Do you think that the quote helps make any sense to things? And if you feel free to follow me on Twitter at ST Theosaurus Rex, that's Saint Theosaurus Rex, or you can follow me on Facebook. I've given up Facebook for Lent, so if people are talking to me there, I can't see it because I'm not on there, whether personal or otherwise. So I'm getting myself in a lot of trouble on Twitter. Definitely follow me, see what you think. And if you're new, welcome. Subscribe. Don't subscribe. Listen to me. It's all good. If you are really interested in what I have to say, you'll find a way to listen to me regardless. Cool. You all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all next time. Bye-bye.